Hello, I'm Swan, and I'm going to show you how to do a nebula effect using Gradient Studio utility, and also show you some of its features. Gradient Studio utility currently has two major tools, Grade Ease and the washboard. Okay, so first we'll start with the washboard. Okay, so the main controls for the washboard are the hue levers, which are on the top row, which are used to change the colors, to fade from red, green, blue, and all the colors in between, and the brightness levers. This is the snapshot button, which allows you to store your output to your photo booth pics. Okay, this lever controls the global darkness. I usually start by turning this most or all the way down to better, so I can see what the lights are doing with each other. So first I want to turn down most or all of the lights. Now when the setting is when these are set to their maximum or minimum, the red indicator comes on, so it's easier to tell kind of where you are. Also the green indicator indicates when you're in the middle of the spectrum, or in the middle of the brightness, and that's where I've sort of optimized everything for the best color mixing. Okay, so now I'm going to turn down almost all the lights except for one in one of the corners. I don't guess it matters which corner, but I always use the upper right. I don't know. Nice, superfluous information there. Okay, so anyway, the one in the corner I turn pretty much all the way up, full blast, and then just down a touch so I can kind of tweak the color a little bit if I want it. Like in this case, I decide I want it just a little bit reddish. And then I go down and tweak the other buttons. Normally I go red, white, almost completely white, and then the buttons next to it, like the one directly below it, I'll set that to a kind of a color and darken it a bit so that it kind of has a fade, and then the next one over, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and etc., etc., etc. This machine isn't quite as accurate, I don't think. I haven't really tested it, but I opted for minimal controls since it's got 8 lights, since I didn't want it to get overly confusing with the other one uses 3 controls for light. Anyway, once you get all these levers sorted out and you get things how you want it, you take your picture. You go down to the red grab cube, which what that is that emits a photo booth, which is preset to take exactly in the center, and so you don't have to aim your camera in it, and that puts it directly in your photo booth pics. One kind of cool thing about that is that since it does it the exact same way every time, you can actually sort of daisy chain your pictures together to make a multiple fade. Maybe I'll make another tutorial about that, assuming this one doesn't suck too bad. So now you've got your partial gradient, and what you do is you take it down to the other screen, the Grade Ease, and you place it directly on its screen. I like to go a little bit small, I lose just a little bit of resolution, but anyway. So anyway, you flip it, and then you turn it, and for your 4 corners, and they tend to actually mesh not too badly. Sometimes there's a little line, but in this case the line actually helps, and there you have your basic nebula effect. I like to go in and just tweak the colors a little bit. This particular machine, you can actually use it to amplify your pictures. If the colors don't seem to really pop, you can, or if they're too dark or something like that, you can actually use this machine to sort of adjust your pictures or your photos or whatever. Now it's it's no Photoshop, but it tends to work okay, especially since it's it's a playable level. So anyway, for this one, make some fine adjustments, and then take my picture and go back over to the proof boards. Clearly, I'm not in favor of heart for heart. And there you have your little gradient. I like to use that gradient. That gradient actually comes in pretty handy for things like decorating your pod and making metal effects and that sort of thing too. So anyway, that's that. I hope this helped.